Voyager 2, a spacecraft launched from Earth in 1977, has now officially left our solar system. For almost 50 years, it has been traveling farther than any other object humans have ever built. In late 2021, something strange happened. Something most people didn't notice. Voyager 2, the farthest spacecraft from Earth, started sending information again. But this time, the data wasn't ordinary. Some researchers, including AI experts, believe the spacecraft may have sent back more than just regular updates. NASA didn't make a public announcement. There was no media coverage, only small hints and discussions buried on the internet. Even Anderson Cooper, who once spoke about Voyager's legacy, didn't see this coming. Now, according to reports, NASA has finally decoded a mysterious message from Voyager 2, and it's unsettling. Voyager 2 was launched on August 20, 1977, from Cape Canaveral on a Titan III Centaur rocket. Its mission took advantage of a rare planetary alignment that happens only once every 176 years. This alignment allowed the spacecraft to use the gravity of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune to slingshot from one planet to the next, saving energy. NASA called this the Grand Tour. It was a risky plan, but it worked. In July 1979, Voyager 2 reached Jupiter and sent back high-resolution images of the planet's stormy atmosphere, including the Great Red Spot. It even discovered active volcanoes on one of Jupiter's moons, Io, something that had never been seen before beyond Earth. 2 years later, in August 1981, Voyager 2 flew by Saturn. It revealed that Saturn's rings were far more complex than previously believed, showing patterns, gaps, and small moons hidden within them. It also found a mysterious six-sided storm at Saturn's North Pole. In January 1986, Voyager 2 became the first and only spacecraft to visit Uranus. The images it sent showed a pale blue planet spinning sideways with a strangely tilted magnetic field. It discovered 10 new moons and a faint ring system that was invisible from Earth. Then in August 1989, Voyager 2 arrived at Neptune. The probe found massive storms, including the Earth-sized Great Dark Spot, and uncovered 6 new moons. It was a surprise to learn that Neptune, even though far from the Sun, had such an active weather system. Voyager 2 changed everything we knew about the outer planets. But Voyager 2 was more than just a scientific tool. It also carried a special message from Earth called the Golden Record. This was a 12-inch gold-plated copper disc created under the guidance of famous astronomer Carl Sagan. It included greetings in 55 languages, music from around the world, and natural sounds like wind, thunder, and animal calls. It also contained pictures showing human life, people eating, laughing, dancing, and studying, meant to show what life on Earth is like. One message on the record, written in Morse code, reads, "Per aspera ad astra," which means, through hardships to the stars. The record also had a map showing where Earth is in relation to nearby pulsars, like a cosmic return address. This wasn't just a message for aliens. It was a symbol of who we were at a particular moment in time. After flying past Neptune, Voyager 2 kept going. Unlike most spacecraft, which stop working or become space junk, Voyager 2 kept sending information back to Earth. On November 5, 2018, it crossed a boundary known as the heliopause, the place where the Sun's influence ends and interstellar space begins. It became only the second spacecraft to do this, after Voyager 1. Scientists knew Voyager 2 had crossed this invisible line when it detected a drop in solar particles and a rise in cosmic rays from other stars. It was quiet, cold, and distant, but it was a big deal. Voyager 2 had officially left the solar system. Now, it's more than 12 billion miles from Earth. Its messages take over 18 hours to reach us. Its power, coming from a slowly decaying radioactive generator, is fading. One by one, its systems are being shut down to save energy. Someday, it will go silent. But for now, it continues to send signals. Voyager 2's story is not just about exploring space. It's also about time. This small spacecraft, moving at 34,000 miles per hour, is carrying our sounds, languages, and memories into deep space. It's still alive, still working, still talking to us across a vast emptiness. But in 2021, something changed. The signals Voyager 2 sent began to shift. There were strange patterns, unexplained static, and finally, a mysterious message that made some NASA insiders very concerned. It took several years to decode this message. Now, in 2025, as Voyager 2 floats more than 12 billion miles away, over 139 times the distance between Earth and the Sun, we're just beginning to understand what it might be telling us. And what we've found isn't easy to ignore. An astronomical unit, AU, is the distance from Earth to the Sun, about 93 million miles. Voyager 2 is now 139 times that distance away. That number helps us realize just how far this little spacecraft has traveled. Out there, sunlight is barely a faint glow, and radio signals from Voyager 2 take more than 18 hours to reach Earth, and another 18 hours for any signal we send to reach it. So how do we stay in touch with it at all? The answer is NASA's Deep Space Network, DSN, a global system of massive, highly sensitive antennas. These stations are located in 3 places around the world: Goldstone in California, Madrid in Spain, and Canberra in Australia. Their placement ensures that no matter how Earth rotates, at least one of them is always facing Voyager 2. Each station has powerful antennas that can pick up signals billions of times weaker than the signal from a regular cell phone. Voyager 2 sends its data using only 22 watts of power, less than the light bulb in a refrigerator. By the time that signal travels over 12 billion miles to Earth, it's incredibly weak, just a tiny fraction of a femtowatt. And yet, the DSN can catch it, lock onto it, and start decoding. That's how we've continued to receive information all these years, including data on magnetic fields, plasma waves, and cosmic rays, information coming from the edge of interstellar space to the scientists and computers back on Earth. But something went wrong in July 2023. NASA sent a routine command to Voyager 2, part of scheduled maintenance. This is something engineers had done many times before. But this time, the command accidentally made the spacecraft shift its antenna by just 2 degrees. That small change, at such a great distance, was enough to break the line of communication. Suddenly, Voyager 2's signal wasn't coming through clearly. Data stopped. Telemetry vanished. NASA wasn't completely blind. They could still hear a very faint, carrier tone from the spacecraft, kind of like a heartbeat. It was proof that Voyager 2 was still alive, but we couldn't understand what it was saying anymore. Engineers knew what had happened right away. Voyager 2 wasn't broken, but it was no longer pointed at Earth, so its transmissions weren't being received properly. There was no way to simply override the error. Voyager 2 is far too distant for real-time fixes. So NASA had to act carefully and slowly. The spacecraft had been programmed to carry out automatic reorientation procedures from time to time. Basically, to turn itself and try to face Earth again if something went wrong. But the next time it was supposed to do that wasn't for several months, and NASA didn't want to wait. Engineers began sending shout commands, stronger than normal signals aimed at Voyager 2's last known location, telling it to turn back toward Earth. They had no way of knowing if the spacecraft received the message or if it could respond. Then, something remarkable happened on August 4, 2023. A readable signal returned. Voyager 2 had reoriented itself. Whether it followed the shout commands or its automated routine kicked in, no one could say for sure. But the connection was restored. The spacecraft was back online. For many, especially those who had worked on the mission for decades, this was more than just a technical success. It was a deeply emotional moment. Voyager 2 had survived a close call and was speaking to us again. NASA called it a happy outcome, but it was also a serious reminder. Even a tiny error can nearly end a mission that has lasted for nearly 50 years. Since then, Voyager 2's signal has remained stable. It continues to send back scientific data, though it's under increasing strain. Its power source, a generator using the slow radioactive decay of plutonium-238, is getting weaker every year. To save energy, systems and instruments have been shut down one by one. By the middle of 2025, NASA expects to turn off the last scientific instrument. After that, Voyager 2 will still be out there, but we may not hear from it again. Except for the 2023 disruption, the signals we've received have been clean and consistent. NASA says there is no evidence of corrupted messages, no hidden code, and no mysterious signals, just normal, gradually degrading data. Some independent researchers, though, say they found strange things in the signal. Irregular waveforms or patterns in the binary code that don't match what Voyager 2 should be sending. NASA dismisses these claims as misreadings or background noise. Voyager 2 is not a smart spacecraft. It has no AI, no secret systems, and no way to send hidden messages. It sends exactly what it was programmed to send: voltage levels, radiation readings, cosmic ray data. Still, the fact that any signal reaches us from more than 12 billion miles away is extraordinary. Every bit of data we receive is a reminder of what humans can accomplish. But not everyone is convinced the signal is just science. In late 2021, quiet conversations started to spread in small tech communities and private online groups. A few insiders, some who claimed to work in aerospace or artificial intelligence, began saying they had found something unusual in Voyager 2's signal. Not random noise. Not technical errors. But a pattern. These weren't wild conspiracy theorists. Some of them had professional profiles on platforms like LinkedIn or GitHub. They posted pieces of binary data, waveforms, and logs they said came from publicly available Voyager 2 transmissions. According to them, AI models had picked up something embedded in the data stream, something that didn't belong. And that's where the story begins to take a more mysterious turn. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.